English shorthand 120 words per minute. Senior grade, Tamil Nadu Speed Papers, October 1968, Paper 1. Please get ready, start. Speaking at a banquet held at Moscow in her honor, the Prime Minister of India said, Mr. Chairman, during my 4 full days here, I have enjoyed your friendship and hospitality and have had full discussions with you and your colleagues. We have met as friends and our exchanges have underlined the large area of agreement that exists between the Soviet Union and India. Our relations are growing steadily closer and stronger, for friendship with the Soviet has been and is one of the leading elements in our foreign policy. We cherish our concept of democracy. To us, it means something more than mere political freedom. Democracy in our circumstances is incomplete. Without socialism, without equality of opportunity, social justice, abolition of poverty, and the provision of the minimum decencies of life to every citizen, we have profited from the experience of others, and we shall always continue to be receptive to new ideas. Yet, our concept of socialism and democracy is and must remain an Indian concept consistent with Indian traditions, Indian circumstances, and Indian aspirations. In our march towards socialism, we do not wish to be prisoners of dogma. We have no doubt about our goals, and we are aware of the many difficulties to be overcome before these are attained. There must be hard work and sacrifice. We have not sought to hide this from our people. We may sometimes fall, we may sometimes pause to take breath. We may sometimes lean on friends. We may sometimes have to make hard choices and make adjustments in certain circumstances at a particular point of view. All this is part of life, which we accept, but whatever the adjustments we make, the objective in our struggle against poverty and on behalf of socialism is fixed and unchanging. India has a long way to go before it can achieve goals which we have set for ourselves. At present, we are passing through a testing time when progress has slowed and the strain on our economy and people has increased. But we can always take courage from what we have achieved. This is not inconsiderable. Were it not for the magnitude of the country and its problems, I would venture to say that we have achieved a minor revolution in our social structure, in our productive capacity, in agriculture and in industry. The area of socialized trade is steadily expanding. The greatest change of all is the change in attitudes from traditional to a modern outlook and the coming of a new generation of Indians who are completely dedicated to the ideals of socialism and democracy. The reactionary forces are struggling to retain their position. We do not underestimate their strength. However, there is a lost cause, and the sharpness of their struggle is but a sign of their desperation. We are engaged in giving final shape to our 4th 5-year plan. The 4th 5-year plans will be critical period in India's long-term developing strategy, making the transition from the present stage of dependence on external assistance to a stage when the Indian economy will be capable of generating adequate resources for independent growth. In this transition, the key role will be that of the public sector in metals and machine building, in oils and chemicals, in power generation, in which spheres the foundations have been laid in the 2nd and 3rd 5-year plans. I should like to express the gratitude of the Indian government and the people for the assistance received from the Soviet Union in developing these critical sectors of the economy and in helping us to lay the foundations of socialism. In the coming years, we propose to develop our agriculture to a level which puts us above want to enlarge our industrial structure, to increase opportunities for employment, to step up exports, to adopt a program of family planning which will help our population and to develop indigenous technology and skills. India stands for friendship with all countries. The cordial relations between the Soviet Union and India demonstrate the possibility of close cooperation between states with different social systems. On the basis of equality, mutual trust, and mutual benefit, India adopted non alignment as the cornerstone of its foreign policy on the attainment of independence. It was perfectly clear to us that the larger interests of peace as well as the necessity of rapid economic development of newly independent nations would be best served by a policy of non alignment. There are some who feel that non alignment has now played its part and must fade away. Such an attitude reveals an imperfect understanding of this policy and of the new tensions which are emerging in the world. Mr. Chairman, a great welcome awaits you when you visit India. You will see something of our achievements and the spirit of our people. Tomorrow, I go back home, taking with me the pleasant memories of the warm welcome and friendship of the Soviet people and my happy stay here. Madras, dated 3rd September 1968. Dear Sir, thank you very much for your letter of yesterday expressing your intention to call on me this morning to have a discussion on our filing cabinets required by you. While thanking you for the letter, I am sorry to state that I was not in when you called today at my residence, though I longed to discuss the matter with you in detail. Unfortunately, I had perforce to meet the general manager of our concern on urgent business and thus miss the pleasure of having your esteemed company. As regards your requirements, about which we wanted to have discussion with you, we are glad to announce that we have just recently installed the only set and regret our inability to supply your order for at least another month to come. Coming to the terms and conditions prescribed by our concern, a special discount of 5% is allowed on all individual orders in excess of rupees 2000 for prompt cash payment within 7 days. We generally allowed a discount of 1% to our customers. In this connection, it may not be out of place to us to mention that we have had numerous inquiries about our goods, but owing to scarcity of stock, we could not execute the orders within the stipulated time. Our representative will certainly get into touch with you sooner or later when the replacement of the filing equipment is taken up. With reference to the order placed by us with your firm a couple of months ago for supply of steel almirahs, we have not so far been enlightened with the circumstances that forced you to delay the delivery of the goods, even though they are required urgently at this end. It is presumed that you will be able to meet the supply at your earliest convenience. If it has not been dispatched already, on receipt of the same, we shall be pleased to send you a check in full settlement. We are eagerly looking forward to your visit and kind patronage. On hearing from you, necessary arrangements will be made. Yours truly, Ram Prasad.